write down real quick? Okay, this group. What are the two things? Sorry, what's your name? Oh, wait, can you tell me your name? Because I'm just... Ashwarya. Okay, I got this. Okay, yeah. It's what? One? Okay, C++ already knows it. Anybody else want to provide the second one? Andrea. Or no, that's your sister, Ariana, right? Okay.
It's only one basic thing.
Yeah, it only knows one thing about itself, but I'm just going to keep asking because some people don't pay attention to these answers. I'm going to see if you guys were paying attention. All right, what are the two traits about primitive data types? Float, right?
Yeah. You don't need to import them.
You don't need to import them, right? Okay, that's a good thing. So that means it's inherent to C++. Okay, one more. Sure.
They only use a small amount of memory.
A small amount of memory. Be more specific.
8 bit.
Nah. Close. Close. Nah. It varies from variable type to. I'll review this in a bit, but yeah. Okay, let's see if you guys know. Or paying attention to them. So, you talk a lot. I want somebody else to talk. Me too, right?
Yep. It can only store one type of information.
Yes, it can only store one piece of information about itself. Okay, what's the other one? It's been said twice already. You know it. Sure, right? Okay, if you need help, ask for help. On what? What's the problem? This is how you communicate, okay? So like, make sure you're asking people exactly what you need. Otherwise, they're like, I don't know how to help you. Yeah, exactly. So primitive data types are data types that are inherent to C++. It already knows what it is. You don't need to import anything extra, and it only knows one thing about itself. So you guys mentioned, this group here mentioned how it can store a certain number of bytes. Okay, and we're going to go more in depth about that. The reason why I'm even talking about this is what makes C++ unique. Because C++, it deals with lower level stuff. So what do I mean by lower level? Okay, Jack. Huh? It's okay. You guys talk amongst yourself real quick. Because this is an important reason why you guys are learning C++. So talk about what does it mean for a language to be lower level. Why is C++ lower level than Java? You guys talk amongst each other.
Lower level is harder to understand.
Okay, so since I don't have that much time left, what does lower level mean? We're actually there. Not quite, but kind of. That's the right way of thinking of it. Yeah? That's a good way of putting it, but not quite. This group, don't worry, I'll get to you. Jack.
Closer to 0.
There you go. That is the answer, but I'll have you guys get an opportunity. Or okay, what he said. Okay. Yeah, so basically, when we're talking about lower level programming languages, we're talking about things that are closer to 0 and 1s. And the reason why C++ is lower level than Java, let's say, is because we're dealing with exact spaces in memory. So once you say int, once you type in int into your console, or not console, into your CPP file, that tells the computer, I'm going to allocate 4 bytes of memory in my RAM for this variable type. Okay? So it's going to, once you type in int, the computer's going to say, okay, this space, random space in memory, I'm going to reserve 4 bytes of it, and it's going to store an integer. Okay, so these vary from variable type to variable type. So there's, as I went over last week, there's ints, doubles, bools, chars, and strings. I mean, but quick question, is this a primitive data type?
No.
Why not?
It doesn't store. It's stored more than one.
Exactly, it stores more than one piece of information. Okay, so why do you think bool would only be 1 byte of memory? Jeez, your hand just shoots up like in less than a second, but yeah, sure, one last time. Or actually, I'll have Lucas. Yeah.
Because it only has like 2 possibilities, true or false.
Exactly. So what is that represented in binary?
1
Or actually, yeah.
0s and 1s.
Yeah, exactly. So which one's which? 0 is.
And 1 is on.
Yeah, sure. But then in terms of Boolean, it's okay if you don't know. Ask for help. It's okay. Ask for help. That's why these guys are here. You guys gonna help him?
1 is true and 0 is false.
Yeah, exactly. So 1 is true and 0 is false. All right, knowing these things, but why do I put the question mark next to string? Why do you guys think I put a question mark next to string? Jeez, okay. Yeah, sorry, your name again? Michelle, okay.
Last whether string is a variable character.
No, notice the pattern. I'm writing down all the memory
Oh.
space. Why do I write a question mark next to the memory space? Cole?
It can be any length.
Any length, exactly. So the unique thing about strings, this is why the string class is so powerful. It's because it can adjust how many bytes of memory it can take. So if you add a character at the end of a string, it'll increase its memory space. If you remove a character at the end of a string, it's going to shorten the memory space. All right, yeah.
What about with an integer?
With an integer only has 4 bytes. It's going to be 4 bytes no matter what. It's not dynamic. So that's why it's a primitive data type. These are fixed. These are fixed. Like, you can't change these at all. But string, the memory sizes can change, and I'll go more into that later. So, okay. So let's try to combine them. All right. So talk amongst your group. Try to guess what happens when you combine an int with an int. I mean, okay, you don't have to be a genius. Or int in a double, int in a char, and int in a bool. Like, talk amongst yourself and see what do you think, what variable type you'll get at the end of these. And then we'll try them out on my console. So yeah. Talk to each other about this.
N plus N equals.
What takes 8 bytes? It's not how you write.
Connor, if you want to talk to people, you can come up closer. And then Gibson, if you want to talk to people, you can come up closer if you want. Or you two can talk too.
That's possibly become like a string.
Well, you can't really make a decimal.
Yeah, it equals.
Oh yeah, and here's the thing, don't make sure that it's not only that you and your partner knows the answer, make sure your entire table group knows the answer, because I'm going to be picking on entire table groups. So yeah.
Number could just be possibilities.
Oh yeah, because it's 2 integers. N plus a double would be.
Give you guys 30 more seconds.
I don't know about char though.
Wouldn't an int and a double just be a double?
Yeah, because it's just like
N plus N is N plus bool is probably just
Char to be like string.
yeah. No, it would be
All right. So that's about 30 seconds. Okay. So I'm just gonna ask you guys, and then I'll try it on my computer. Okay. So what do you guys think? So actually, let's go. Okay. Int plus n. Yeah. Are you Vishal? Yes. Okay. Cool. And then yeah, I'll just go around. Okay. N plus a double. Double. Okay. You guys say double. All right. N plus a char. This is the tricky one. Lucas, you've been talking. Sorry, in the back. What's your name again?
Kieran.
Kieran, what do you think? If you need help, ask your people around. And make sure you specify what you want to know.
Can I have help with what N plus a char is?
It's like an evil
Char is like
What can be Eve right? Because an inch is awesome.
It's okay. I'd rather you be wrong than not say anything at all. So you guys have any ideas?
Yeah, because
necessarily something.
No, it's almost double.
Char.
Oh, okay. I'll give you guys a hint. It's either an int or a char. It's either an int or a char. So you guys, it's a 50-50 shot. Just guess one of them.
It's 10.
You guys are going to guess it's a char. All right. And then what do you want to say?
Int, because when it's like 10, you can't represent that by a char.
Or can you? Okay. And int plus a bool. Does anybody have an answer for that one? Actually, I'll just have the people in the back. Int plus a bool. What do you guys think it's going to be? An int or a bool? A bool? All right. Well, let's have fun with this. Okay, let's see. Let's take a look. All right. So I'm going to first try int a equals 1, int b equals 2, char letter equals, and keep in, like, while you guys are, oh crud, you can't see that, my bad. Can you guys, is that better?
Yeah.
A lot better? Okay, let me just delete this, and then, tell me if it's like ever too hard for you guys to see something, and I'll like Okay, so int char equals a. And keep in mind the syntax when I'm typing this too. And then bool truth equals true. Okay, so, oh wait, I need a double too, huh? Okay. Double C equals 1.1. Alright. So, let's take a look. Let's see, C out. So this should all be review, right? You guys should know what this is. And, okay.
Yeah.
C out. Let's see. What did I say? Int and a double, right?
Yeah.
B plus C. Okay. And so keep in mind all the syntax. C out. What's the next one that I said? Int and a char?
Yeah.
Okay. A plus letter. And L. C out. Okay. I said int and a bool?
Yeah.
A plus truth. Okay, cool. So you guys remember which one's which, right? The first one is an int plus an int. Second one is an int plus a double. And then the third one is an int plus a char. And the fourth one is an int plus a bool. Let's see what happens. Alright. Alright. So, oh gosh, you can't see that.
98.
Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Or for those of you guys who can't see it, I'll write the results on the board. So this is what I get when I do all of that. 3.1, 98, and 2. Alright, so and then I'll write up, I'll show, so this is what all the values are. So talk amongst yourself and talk about why did I get these results that I did.
Now it's not.
Okay, cool, time's up. And I overspent my time. Okay, so in the back, why do you think it's 3 up here?
Just like 1 plus 2 is the same.
Exactly, okay, that's pretty self-explanatory. Alright, here, why is it 3.1? So what variable type is this? It's a double, right? Why do you think it's a double? Why not an integer? Yeah, wait, Anjali, right?
Because you're adding a decimal.
Yeah, exactly. So you're adding a decimal to that. What does that mean? It needs more memory, right? So it's like, I need more memory. I need whichever one variable type has bigger memory. So I'm going to choose a double instead of an int. Is that clear? Why, when we add an int and a double, it's a double, not an int? Sorry if it was hard to follow. But yeah, okay. So whenever you add an int and a double, it becomes a double, okay? So 98. Alright, you guys. Anybody want to, yeah, or, sorry, yeah?
Would my C have an ASCII value of 96?
Dang it. Why did I choose you? Okay, that's right, that's right. And you guys probably have no idea what he just said, but it's okay, I'm going to go over that in a minute. So this has to do with something pre-assigned to it years and years ago in the 1960s. But yeah, anyways. Okay, you guys, why is this 2? Sorry, your name? Akshar, okay.
Because A is worth 1, and since the bool is true, it's like in binary, it's also 1, so 1 plus 1 is 2.
Yeah, nice. Okay, so you can technically, so for a bool, I actually don't even need to assign it true, right? So if you guys know 1 equals true and 0 equals false, what I can do is do truth equals 1, and it's going to give me the same exact thing. Yeah, see, I still get 2. So that means you can assign booleans numbers, and they'll still equal true or false, okay? So yeah, there's that, and then, alright, let's go back to my presentation. There you go. Alright, so you guys must have been wondering, int plus a char, what does that even, how is that even possible? It's a letter, right? So, okay, let's see. Oh, why won't it allow me? Okay. So yeah, this is where we get into the ASCII table. So, way back in the 1960s, computer scientists had all different ways of representing what you see on your keyboard right now. Nobody had a real unified way of making sure that I know exactly this is an A, this is a B, this is a C. Everybody had their own different like chart, so to say. But then this guy, the guy with the cool Father of ASCII license plate, I forgot what his name, but he worked at IBM, and basically what he did was he created a standardized table to make sure everybody is consistent on what is an A, what is a B, what is a C, and what's an exclamation mark, and so on. So he created the ASCII table, and then basically every char is assigned to basically an arbitrary value that everybody agreed on. So let's take a look at this table, okay? So I don't know if you guys seen these kind of links. What? Oh, I'm sad. Okay, let me try to copy this.
You might want to, you can hold down control.
No, I don't think that's going to work. Yeah, whatever. Okay, let's take a look. So whenever you need to know what's an ASCII value of something, Google ASCII table. Okay? What? I don't have internet? That makes me sad. No, it's... okay, it's not me, it's the internet that's the problem. Okay.
You have the internet password?
Backfire.
Huh? Okay, well that's not my business. Anyways, so in your free time, if you guys have free time, oh jeez. No, why do you do this to
Busy
me?
doing math.
You didn't click allow.
No, it wasn't because of that. Okay. So yeah, in your free time, go onto Google and take a look at this table and figure out, like, a capital A has a different ASCII value than a lowercase a. So the reason why this is 98 is because A was arbitrarily assigned 96 on the ASCII table. So then once you add a char and an int, it's going to just add 96 to 2. So then that's how you get 98. Is that clear? Or are there any questions? Yeah?
You're saying there's a set number to each letter and symbol?
Yeah, it's arbitrary, and it's basically you Google the table, and then the table will say an A equals 96, a B equals 97, and so on and so forth. And there's difference between lowercase a and an uppercase a. So is that all that clear to you guys?
So the answer is char.
Yes, the answer is char. My bad. Or actually, technically, no. It's actually an int. It's an int. Yeah. Because an int takes up more memory space than a char. Is that clear? So what, do you guys, sorry, let me rephrase the question. Do you guys know why when you combine an int and a char, it becomes an int, not a char?
Yeah.
Char is an int.
Oh, Luke.
Because an int is 4 bytes of memory and a char is only 1. So
Yeah.
it automatically defaults to whatever requires more.
Exactly, that's great, that's great. So yeah, you guys are already starting to think in memory spaces, right? So it chooses int because it requires more space in memory. Okay, so why does it keep asking me this? Alright, then challenge. So now that you guys know you can kind of combine things in order to get ints and stuff, so I want you guys to, on your console right now, to try to get the number 97 in 3 different ways, get the number 1 in 3 different ways, and get the letter A in 3 different ways, lowercase a. So try it out on your console. I'll give you guys like 5 to 10 minutes, and then we'll come back and you guys will share. Yes, code. Using C++, and you guys should be able to run it.
Double A.
Okay, since we don't have time, okay, so guys, pay attention. So, wait guys, can I have everybody's attention right now? Okay, so here's 3 ways to get A. So you've got the duh way. One letter equals, just set it equal to A, right? So then here's the next way. Letter equals. So char letter 1 equals 97. So basically you're assigning that char, I want you to be 97 in ASCII. So then it's going to become A, lowercase a. Okay? Okay, so there's that, and then another way you can have it is, oh, let me think. This is similar to the second way. Let's see. This is a dumb way, but yeah. So basically, you combine some char with something you do with numbers. So in this case, I basically just multiplied it by 1. So then it's the same thing. It's a stupid way, but it's a way that I can think of right now. Okay. So yeah. So this is all about variable types and how to combine them and stuff. Do we have any questions? Because yeah.
The 97 there, is that the apostrophe?
Oh, sorry. That's a semicolon. Sorry, it's probably with my bad handwriting. But yeah. Okay. So now, now that we're kind of familiar with variable types, let's talk about the string class. So, who remembers what does the string class do? I want somebody who has it. Sure. What do you think? What does the string class do? What does the string class do? Ask people around you if you need help. I'd rather you be wrong than not say anything at all.
So you combine multiple characters.
I can't hear. Wait, can you guys quiet down a bit?
Writing over it.
Stores characters and numbers. Stores everything.
Very close. Very, very close. So basically the string class, what it does is because a char in and of itself doesn't know how to combine itself with other chars, right? So computer scientists were like, let's create a class that combines these things. So they created the string class. So what the string class does is it creates a string of characters. So this can be anything, basically anything that you see on your keyboard, from the space bar to an apostrophe. Okay, so the string class is actually really special. So a string can actually do a couple things with itself. So the first one, string.size. Anybody want to guess what does that do? Yeah. Not quite, but I like how you're thinking. I like how you're thinking. Any other? Oh, wait, I already have all the things on there. So whatever. So I'll just start talking about how to use it in these functions. So basically, you can do a couple things about with strings, and then they can tell you a couple things about themselves. So once I create a string called name equals Daniel, I can do a couple things with the string name, right? So I'm just going to kind of break this down. So right now, string, if you remember, this tells the computer what type of variable it's going to create. Name, this is the name of whatever this string is, right? So using this, we can tell it to do a couple things. So for example, name.size. So name.size, what this does is it tells you how big this, how long is this string, right? So let's count how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going to return 6 because that's how long the string is, right? Okay, so then there's another function called resize. So keep in mind, whenever you want to use a function of that string, you have to say the name first. Otherwise, the computer doesn't know what are you using the variable on. Because if I just did size, it's going to be like, what are you calling the size of? I don't know what you're talking about. So you have to specify name.size. Is that clear? Okay, so then now we have another function called resize. Resize. So string.resize. So basically, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory in the name, right? It resizes the string. So for example, if I wanted to cut this off so that it only has a length of 3, so it has 3 in here. Sorry if that's hard to see. But inside the parentheses, if I put 3 in here, what it's going to do, it's only going to take the first 3 things. So then after this is going to give me Dan.
Dan, man.
Yeah, so this is only going to give me Dan because I said I want it to be 3. Or, what if I want to make it bigger? What do you think that's going to happen? Spaces, right? But you know, you can actually specify what you want to add it on with. So for example, I want to say Daniel with exclamation marks. So what I do is I put 4 down, so that's how big I want it to be. And then the next thing I do is I add whatever character I want it to add. So in this case, I want an exclamation mark. Right? So now what this is going to print out, it's going to print out Dan with an exclamation mark, because earlier I did resize.
Oh, yeah.
Are you guys following this, or raise your hand if you're confused? Kind of? It's okay, we'll get to you. Do you have to go right now?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's okay. Alright. So, name.resize, that's what name.resize is. Okay, so what if I want to add something to, Daniel, or Dan, exclamation mark, without resizing it and adding one thing? Because if I do this, if I did 5, then guess what this is going to do? If I did name.resize 5 exclamation mark, what do you think it's going to do? 2 exclamation marks, right? Because I'm saying I wanted to resize it to 5 spaces, and then whatever's in the empty spaces, I want to assign it an exclamation mark. So when you do resize, it's going to add 2 exclamation marks. But what if we want to add different things to it, like an exclamation mark and a question mark, right? So this is why we have the pushback function. Oh shoot, I can't write name. Name. Sorry if you guys can't read this. So we have another function called name.pushback. So what this is going to do, it's going to add a character at the end of the string, right? It can be any character, right? So it can be a question mark, it can be basically, yeah, any char, anything you see on your keyboard. Okay, so that adds another string. So what do you think, in terms of memory space, what do you think pushback does to the string? Talk amongst yourselves and then tell me, what do you think the pushback function does to the string when, in terms of memory space? Does it increase it? Does it decrease it? Does it remain the same? And give me a reason why.
It adds space.
Oh yeah, it just adds
Whatever you put
In front of that.
So make sure you guys are talking about it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't hear anything from here, so you guys might want to talk to each other. What does it do to memory space? Does it increase memory space, or does it decrease memory space, or does it remain the same?
It increases.
Okay.
So what we're doing is we're adding a character to the end of the string, right? Okay. So we're going to come back together because it doesn't sound like you guys have too much of an idea, but this group, what do you guys think? Increase or decrease, and why?
Increase this by 1 byte, it was a char is 1 byte, that's adding 1 char to the string.
Yeah, that's a good answer, right? Do you guys hear? Or actually, I'll just keep asking because then just gets into your memory. So what happens when I call pushback on name into memory space? Actually, Brian, you haven't spoke yet.
It adds memory.
Yeah, why? Simple, right?
You're adding something.
You're adding something to it, right? Because remember what I said earlier in the class? The string class is dynamic. It can increase its memory space, it can decrease its memory space, yeah?
I can't get mine to run because it doesn't have this.
Don't worry, I'll help you out in a minute, and I know exactly why it won't work. Okay, so just if you guys listen to them, sorry, your name again?
Oh, Paulina.
Paulina, okay.
Yeah. Increase because you're adding stuff to it.
Yeah, you're adding stuff to it, right? So it needs more storage space. Okay, so name.pushback, that's what happens. Okay, name.popback. It's kind of a funny name. What do you guys think popback does? Exactly. So it's basically like a backspace key on your keyboard, right? So then, yeah, you don't need to put anything inside of the parentheses. Once you call name.popback, it's going to pop back the last element in your string. So in this case, what is it going to pop back after I do pushback?
So an exclamation mark.
Exclamation mark?
So pop back. Or a question mark.
Yeah, so if I did pop back right after this pushback question mark, it's going to delete my question mark here, right? So that's all that's going to be left, damn, and an exclamation mark. All right, and then substrings, ha ha ha, this is fun. Does anybody want to guess what is a substring? Sorry, what's your name again? Abi. Okay, so what do you think is a substring? It's okay, you can have wrong answers. I would rather you have a wrong answer than not saying anything at all.
The length of the string?
Not quite. Think of it in terms of Latin roots. Sub-string. What does sub mean? Smaller, right? And then string. I mean, not really a Latin root, but you know what it is in computer science, right? So, what is it?
It's like the small size of a thing.
Kind of. So think of it as it's part of a string. A substring is a part of a string. So I want to create, so basically what substring does, it creates a new string that incorporates something from this original string. So it's not going to do anything to name. What it's going to do is it's going to create a new string. And then, so if I did, can you guys see this? If I, right over here? Okay. What's this? Sorry, I can't write for my life. Okay, length of substring, let's do 3. Okay, so can you guys read this? Name.substring 0 and 3. Anybody? So using what I wrote on this PowerPoint, if you guys need to see, I'll like say it out loud, or you guys can come over here and see it. Try to figure out what substring is this creating. Okay, so talk amongst yourselves and try to figure it out. So inside the parentheses, the first thing should be the index, so where it is in the string, and then the length of the substring after the comma. So try to figure out what string will this give me when I do name.substring 0 and 3.
Oh yeah, it would be yeah.
No, 3 will just be the space. The length of it. Yeah, so your space is 3. Yeah, and then 0 is the D.
Where did you get the D in?
Right. There's a 0 and 3, right? That's it. 1 and 9. Actually, no, we're only sure D. Because the index is 0. The length. I don't know, but it's like the length of
Yeah, so the same thing with the substring.
the length is 0. The length is 6 for Daniel.
Okay,
But you're
so
also looking for index.
wow, you guys aren't talking a lot. I'll pick on you guys first. All right, what do you guys think? What string is that going to create? Substring 0 to 3. Dan, why?
Because you start at the front and you check the first two.
Yeah, but isn't it weird that we're starting at 0? Yeah?
Code doesn't, everything starts at 0. So then the fourth, what you see is the fourth character is the third.
Exactly.
Dan X.
Yeah, so C++ is one of those weird languages where the first, so when I say index, I mean where it is in the string, right? So for some weird reasons, C++ creators were like, hey, let's make the first space place value 0. I don't know why. So when I say 0, I mean the first value. So it starts from D, right? There's no like actual 0th place. That's what it is over here. So 3, what do you guys think? What does that mean? So, I mean, like, what do you think it's going to return? Dan, right? Because if you guys read that, length of the substring, right? So it's going to start from 0, and then it's going to count 1, 2, 3. So it's going to return Dan. So, okay, so here's a challenge. If I did cout, what is it? Okay. If I just did name.size, would I get... Dang, this is hard. Okay. I don't have a good way of asking this, but okay. So the difference between, can you store, name.size, what does it do again? Yeah, Luke. It tells you the size of the string, but does it actually get stored anywhere? Why? It's not a variable, right? Exactly. So what this is only a function. It only tells you. So basically think of this as a megaphone whenever you do size, right? It's shouting to you, my size is 6, and that's all. Okay? It doesn't get stored anywhere. So if you wanted to save this value somewhere, how would you do that? Dang it. Your name?
Akshar.
Akshar, okay. So how would you do that?
You would like create like an integer and like name it something.
What do you want to name it? Something intuitive.
String size.
Look at how much size.
Size.
Okay, I was hoping you'd say size, but okay. Yeah, anyways, I'll just do size. Size. Ah, crap. It's still too small. My bad. So yeah, you can store this value, because this only gives you a value. It doesn't actually store it anywhere in memory, right? So this, when you call int size, it's going to say, okay, I'm going to store whatever this value is in a space of memory, and I'll call it size. Okay, so what about name.substring? Is it going to save itself? No, because yes, it is creating a new string, but think of this as a megaphone too. It's just shouting, I'm a substring. It's called Dan. That's all. It doesn't get saved anywhere, right? So how do we save this? Abhi, I'm gonna pick on you. How do we save this substring? If you need help, you can ask. Okay, does anybody see anything wrong with this? I want somebody in that group. Yeah, cool.
I think string is a keyword.
Yeah, it's a keyword. Right? I mean, like, kind of a keyword. Like, as in, it tells the computer, I'm going to allocate this amount of memory space in my RAM. But what's the problem with this?
That's not immediately a string.
Yeah, exactly. So it's only allocating it somewhere in memory, but it doesn't know what to call it, right? So what do you want to call this? Oh, it's something intuitive, right? What is Dan?
String.
Let's just call it nickname, right? So, yeah, sorry, because I didn't leave enough space. So in order to store this substring in the computer's memory, you have to specify string. And then what does that tell the computer? It should be a chorus by now. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Not quite. Okay, we're still not getting this. So whenever you indicate what variable type, what it's going to tell the computer is, I'm going to allocate this amount of memory in my RAM to store this variable. Okay? So whenever you see anything like this, think the computer is going to allocate this amount of memory into the RAM to store this variable. And then you got to call the variable a name, so I call it a nickname. All right. So now I want you guys to try something. I want you guys to try to print out a string called hello world. I want you guys to tell me, what does that print out? So on your consoles right now, try to, or actually I'll just show it right now. Yeah, you guys don't need to do that. Okay, so notice what, okay, CL, hello, or no, where is it, type in a string, yeah, sorry guys, why am I doing that? I'm being really dumb, guys. Don't pay attention. Okay. CN sentence. Okay, CL sentence. No. All right. So, God, stupid. Okay. So basically what I'm doing is I'm going to be entering in a sentence into my console right now. And then I'm going to print out what I just typed in, or at least that's the idea, okay? So I'm going to print out a sentence called hello world, as with every program. Hello world, okay. And then I've just printed out whatever I typed in. At least that's the idea, right? So you guys noticed something? So I typed in hello world, but then when I see out it, why does it only do hello? Flo.
Because you changed the size.
Nope. I'll show you the code right here. Nope. See what I'm doing? Type in string, see in string, so it's going to take in whatever I type in, and then I see out sentence. Sorry, wrong yet. There's white space, exactly. So the string class is kind of dumb, right? So it doesn't know what to do when it sees it does know what to do when it sees a space, but then what it's going to do when it sees a space, it's going to be like, I'm going to just cut off from there, okay? So how do we get the entire sentence? So this is where I want you guys to try to figure out. Then this is why I printed out all these copies of the API. So an API is basically a list of functions that a class has. And even though I only introduced you guys to these couple of functions, there are a lot more functions that you can do with a string. So what I want you guys to do in the remaining 2 or 3 minutes that we have in class, try to find the function in the API that I gave you that will be able to return you the entire sentence of hello world. Okay, and you guys need help, talk to each other. We gotta make this quick because I only have 2 or 3 minutes left.
Is there
More APIs? Oh, I don't have any more APIs, but if you guys can share, that'd be great. Wait, you guys don't have an API?
Because you guys have the same one.
You're saying extra.
Copy?
Thank you.
No, it's gonna take too long. Wait, so can one of you guys lend some, and then you guys can share it?
Have free extra.
Oh wow, okay. Wow, Jack, according to volunteers, I'm kidding. Oh, you don't have one. I'm sorry. Okay, I'll be that guy now. Okay. Anyways, so if you guys need oh, there's extras. Oh, darn, I thought it was pretty sure. All right, raise your hand if you need one. So look for the function that's going to give you, that's going to print out the entire sentence.
What is wrong with
Anybody else need one?
What is wrong with this code?
So remember what I said about class? Remember what I said about the string class last week? It's a special type of thing. So it's not a primitive data type. So you need to import it into the, because it has a list of functions, and C++ in and of itself doesn't know these functions. So it doesn't know what is .resize. It doesn't know what is .pushback. So it's going to be really confused when you start calling strings. So what you need to do is import it. So that one? Wait, redo everything? Is that what important? Control Z. Control Z. Well, if you want to do all those.
What is the return zero?
Okay. Actually, just start typing your project from the beginning. Just tell me when you.
I'm just trying to make it work.
If you see a return.
Yeah. But in order to make it work, you need to import the string class. So you need to do a hash include.
Means that everything went okay.
So this is something that you're just gonna have to memorize because it's this. At this point, it's just syntax.
Return zero.
So yeah, tell me when you guys get. What is it? Tell me when you guys find the function that's going to give you the entire line. And what I just said was supposed to be a hint. Yeah, you can go down, but I'll just quiz you right now. Do you know which function? Hint. It has line in it. Cool. Alright. So in order to run it, what you need to do is don't press the local debugger. That's something we'll teach you later. But I want you to press debug and then start without debugging.
Wait, what did you get? It's on this one. Bottom.
I don't know what's...
What are we doing? Forgot it.
I'll help you after class and during hours. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to start asking which... Raise your hand if you found the function that does it. Okay, looks like nobody's found it yet. So, tomorrow in discussion, I want you guys to tell your TA which function is the one that does it, and I want you guys to use it and show it to your TAs. Okay? So that's going to be the homework for tonight. But before I do that, so we actually have a project this week. I'm going to go over it really quickly because I don't have that much time. But yeah, we actually have a project this week, and using what you guys learned about the string class, okay, there's that. Using what you guys know about the string class, I want you guys to make a Pig Latin translator. Does anybody know what's Pig Latin?
Yeah.
Okay, right? It basically kind of switches the the letters around, and then you add A to it. So in this case, the pig's saying oinky. Anyways, so that's going to be the challenge, right? So I want your guys' programs to be able to translate English to Pig Latin. So pig would be igbe, or banana would be ananabe, or trash would be rashke. Oh, and then the little note: if it's a word with 2 consonants in it, just move the first letter to the end. You don't need to do both letters. Okay? So yeah, I have the project specifications on my website, and their TAs are also going to go over it with you, so be sure to be there tomorrow because it's kind of important because they're also going to teach you guys some stuff in order to build this project. And yeah, I have office hours right now, so if you guys want to talk to me and stuff, that'd be great.
Coming over.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
6 to